Grace and peace. I'm Bishop Charles H. Ellis III, Senior Pastor of Greater Grace Temple, the City of David in Detroit, Michigan. When I think about the most significant barrier that I have broken in my career, probably in the religious arena and sector of life, I was probably one of the youngest bishops elected in the Pentecostal Assemblies of the World, which is the oldest modern-day apostolic organization, and one of the youngest to be elected to the presidership of that organization. And that's pretty significant to me. I would hope that that history of being one of the youngest presiding bishops in the Pentecostal Assemblies of the World would inspire others, because it allowed me a great opportunity to open doors to many other young ministers in a traditionally, organization or traditional organization that pretty much you had to be about 60 years old before you became a bishop, and maybe in the late 50s. So me becoming a bishop at 41 years old, that was significant. And to be the presiding bishop at 52 years old, I was able to allow many other young men and women to become bishop. I would hope that at the end of the day, my leadership legacy would be defined as a person who understood that spirituality is very important, but certainly we don't need to be so heavenly bound that we're no earthly good. And I would hope that people would look at the ministry that Greater Grace Temple has done after my father passed, and following his model, having much ministry outside the walls of the church as inside the walls of the church, so that you're really not just helping those inside, but you're impacting all of those on the outside around you. To ensure my legacy as my pulpit ministry is coming to a close in a few years, I'm excited about the development that I'm involved in downtown as a minority owner, and that is the Brewster Wheeler Rec Center site. That 6 acres is going to have a brand new, functional rec center for the community and young people in that area, as well as 4 apartment buildings. Much of it is affordable housing. One apartment is specifically designed for young men aging out of foster care between the ages of 18 to 24 years old. I'm calling it the Sanctuary at Brewster. It will have a 5-fold wraparound services for these young men: education, behavioral health, legal, workforce development, and life skills. I believe that anybody can give somebody a ceiling and a roof and a bed, but to give somebody a blueprint and resources that they need to be successful in life, that's a great place to live. When I think about the power of my influence, I still see myself as a regular guy, but when you get phone calls from presidents and governors and people of high esteem, it really begins to say to you that maybe I have a little more influence than I think I have. And I tell people, there was one time when I went through my contacts in my phone, it was just my friends and relatives. And now, I see names like Obama and Clinton and those individuals, Biden and Harris, and I say, wow, maybe I really do have a little influence in this world. I would hope that when I look back over my life and what is said about me when I'm gone, is that Bishop Ellis embodied, if you can help somebody as you pass along, if you can cheer somebody with a word or with a song, if you can steer someone who's traveling wrong, then your living will not be in vain. And I would hope that that would be said about me. Bishop Ellis was one that when people came into his space, he helped give them clear directions to better their lives. The best advice that I've ever gotten is always from my mom. You're no better than anybody, and nobody owes you anything. So, to be needed, you have to develop and you have to absolutely show that you are a needed person, not by your words, but by your deeds. When people are admiring my life and the life that they see publicly, I say to them, listen, nothing is easy. Nothing comes without a fight. And there are many failures on the road to success. but you have to be able to dig in and roll up your sleeves and be all in. When I think about historical people, I think about people like my mom and dad who were normal people who grew up in the projects of Chicago, Illinois, and turned out to be very successful people in life. When I think about nationally or globally or a name that anybody would recognize, I would mention Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. because at the end of the day, after all his speeches, after all of the promotional talks, informative sessions that he was involved in, he actually gave his life for that which he was speaking, preaching, and talking about. And that shows total commitment. What I'm most excited about in the future is the development that we're doing at the Brewster Rec Center site, because I've been involved in a lot of goodwill services and benevolent deeds. We've done bicycle giveaways, we've fed people at Thanksgiving time and other times. We've set up clothing shelters and all of those kinds of things and back to school festivals. But you know, sometimes that changes a person's day. What we're doing at the Brewster Rec Center site, I feel, is going to change a person's life. And I'm so most excited about that. People ask me all the time, Bishop, did you ever think that you would be a minister? Your grandfather was a Pentecostal pastor, your dad was a Pentecostal pastor, and did you think that that was the normal route for you? No, not at all. My path, I thought, was to play baseball for the Detroit Tigers and to play Little League Baseball and Senior League and Mumford High School and also at the Wayne State University. I thought that that was my path until it all went downhill. And that's when I began to read my Bible and get more serious about ministry. And look at where I am now today. I am so honored to be one of the Power 50 in Michigan. I'm excited, and I am also humbled that I am one, because maybe I would be a little ticked off if I was not one of the Power 10,000. But the Power 50 in Michigan, I'm just honored that individuals would look at my life, the committee, or whoever those decision makers were, and they would look at the totality of what I've tried to do as pastor of Greater Grace Temple, and they would select me. I truly deem it an extreme honor, and I'm excited about this space.